Systemic racism isn't just about individual prejudice. It's about deeply rooted systems that shape every aspect of life. Laws, policies, institutions, and cultural narratives. It's baked into the social, political, and economic structure, which makes it far more stubborn than personal bias. Even when progress is made, those same systems often adapt to preserve inequality in new ways. Here's why it remains an ongoing battle. Many modern institutions were founded during eras when racism was legal and socially accepted. Slavery, Jim Crow, colonialism, and redlining. The policies and economic advantages created then still ripple through today. Generational wealth gaps, underfunded schools in Black and brown neighborhoods, biased hiring practices, and unequal healthcare access. Dismantling these isn't like fixing a broken window. It's more like re-engineering the entire house while people are still living in it. When explicit racism is outlawed, systemic racism often shifts to more subtle forms. Voter ID laws that disproportionately affect minorities. Mass incarceration replacing forced labor, or school zoning reinforcing segregation. Language changes, tough on crime instead of segregation, but the impact remains the same. This adaptability means the fight is never once and done. Systems benefit those in power, politically, socially, and economically. People who benefit from systemic racism often resist changes. This makes reform a slow, uphill process, requiring both grassroots movements and legislative action. Media representation, history textbooks, and political rhetoric often sanitize or rewrite the truth. For example, slavery might be framed as a chapter in history, rather than a foundational economic engine built on brutality. Without accurate education, many people underestimate the depth of systemic racism, weakening support for real reform. The harm isn't just in the past, it compounds over time. A lack of access to good schools 50 years ago affects employment and income today, which in turn affects the next generation's opportunities. Breaking this cycle requires consistent investment in equity, not just temporary fixes. Civil rights gains can be rolled back. History shows voting rights, affirmative action, and desegregation policies have been weakened over time. The fight against systemic racism is like tending a garden. If you stop pulling the weeds, they come back stronger. Systemic racism is an ongoing battle because it's not just about changing hearts. It's about rebuilding the structures we live under. And those structures resist change. Winning the fight requires constant vigilance, honest education, policy reform, and the courage to confront uncomfortable truths.